Heather here, and today we're going to talk about Ujjayi breath, also known as victorious or ocean breath. This is a breath that is both energizing and calming at the same time. And typically you will hear Ujjayi breath offered in yoga classes like gentle or vinyasa. I use the word offer intentionally because just like the poses in a class, breathwork is an invitation, an option, and not an obligation. So if a teacher cues Ujjayi breath or any other type of breath that is not something that you have to do, if it does not feel nourishing or supportive or just not right for you in the moment, then you can absolutely go with your natural breath or just a steady breath in and out through the nose. But if it is something that you're interested in practicing and would just like to learn a little bit more, you've come to the right place. So to start our practice, let's just find a comfortable seat. You could be seated on a bolster or a folded blanket. You could be directly on the ground or on a couple of blocks. And I am in easy pose with my legs crossed, but if you prefer to have them wide or long, that's good as well. But take a moment to find a length through the spine. So rooting through the sit bones. Take the shoulders up, back and down, letting them relax. Hands can just rest on the thighs. And then the crown of the head draws towards the ceiling, nice and tall. And before we try to control the breath, perhaps you take a moment to just close your eyes or soften your gaze and notice the natural breath without trying to change or fix it. Maybe you notice the temperature of the breath. Perhaps it's cool as you breathe in and warm as you breathe out. Maybe you notice its depth. Is it going deep down into the belly, or does it feel like it's going into the throat or the chest? Noticing the rise of the belly on the inhale and the fall on the exhale. And not judging these things that we notice as good or bad, simply noticing them. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Little pause at the top. Open the mouth side out. One more like that. Inhale deep. Big sigh, let it go. And if it feels comfortable to keep the eyes closed, you're welcome to do so. If you prefer to blink them open, you can also do that. And then we'll start with that steady, even breath that I mentioned earlier. So with this, you can inhale and exhale through the nose if that feels okay. If you need to exhale through the mouth, that's okay as well. But we'll try to match the length of our inhales and exhales. And the length might differ from person to person. So I find a 4-count inhale and a 4-count exhale very comfortable. But for you, it might be 3, it might be 5, it might be 6. So take a breath in, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale. A few more like that. Whatever length suits you. As long as the inhales and exhales are matching. And then keeping that matching breath length, that steady, even breath in mind, we'll start to work towards an Ujjayi breath. So inhale through your nose. And then open the mouth, exhale. We'll continue that, inhaling through the nose. And then open the mouth, relax the jaw, make a ha sound. Beautiful, continue. Inhale. Exhale, mouth open. 2 more. So you'll notice that ha sound. That might be an easy way for you to remember to basically gently force the breath out on the exhale. Another way is to think of it as if you're trying to fog up a mirror. So you could try placing the hand in front of the face and then doing that same exercise, inhaling through the nose, open the mouth, feeling the breath on the hand, inhale, exhale, 1 more, and then let the hand come back to rest on the leg. Now, if keeping the mouth open for a while on the exhale so that you can easily create that ha sound works for you, that's fine. That might be your Ujjayi breath for a while or forever, right? I'm not the boss of your breath, you are. But let's try it with a closed mouth. Actually, before we go to fully closing our mouth, let's try keeping it open at the start of our exhale and about halfway through closing it. So if you're going to a count of 4 on the 2, starting to draw the lips together, that can sometimes be helpful. So we'll do 4 rounds like that, inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth for 2, closing it for 2, or half of whatever your count is. So big breath in through the nose, open the mouth, inhale through the nose, open the mouth for half of it, and close halfway. 2 more. Another way to think of it is a closed mouth sigh, or like Darth Vader breathing. So the breath is audible. It gives us something to anchor our attention on during our practice so that we aren't paying attention to our thoughts, but to being present in the moment and to our movement. And when I say it's an audible breath, that means you're hearing it, the people on either side of you are hearing it. But if I'm at the back of the room, the person at the front of the room probably shouldn't hear my breath. If they do, it's okay, it's not the end of the world. It's nothing to get hung up on. But don't feel like you need to project the breath so much that everyone can hear it, right? Just you and the people right next to you is what we're aiming for. So now let's see if we can do that same thing, but keeping the mouth closed on the exhale, still creating that ha sound, that sigh, that Darth Vader breath, but with the mouth closed. So take a moment, ground down, root up, eyes closed or open, your choice. Breath in through the nose. Breath out through the nose. 3 more. So what you might find helpful too is the tip of the tongue coming to the roof of the mouth. I don't even think about it, mine just does it naturally. That helps with creating that sound. It's also like a little constriction in the back of the throat where you're actively, like I said, gently forcing the breath out. So keeping that in mind, one more time, let's give it a try. If you prefer to go back to opening the mouth halfway, opening the mouth for the full exhale, that's fine. Or if you want to try one more round of keeping the mouth closed and still finding that ha or that sigh on the exhale, come with me for that exploration. So 4 rounds your way. Inhale through the nose. Two more. Last one. And then letting the natural breath return. And just noticing how you feel. Ujjayi breath is absolutely something that you can do as a standalone practice. It does not have to be on your mat during any type of yoga. You could be in your car about to go into a stressful situation, a meeting, first encounter, something new, and just taking a few deep breaths. And maybe you don't even add that constriction. Perhaps you're just doing that steady, even breath in and out. Just particularly paying attention to your breath, controlling it, is really going to be helpful for you to either find a little bit of energy when you're drained or to relax a little when you're tense. So practice, if you're drawn to it, the breath often as you need. There's no right time or place to practice your breath work. And as many times as feels right, you can review this video. It's always here for you to come back to. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. And otherwise, I hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.